All right, hey Angelo, it's Anthony. So I'm going to do a few drives here in quick play mode with Miami playing Buffalo from the 2023 season, so you can get an idea of what to enter on these. And basically, I'm going to take you through the what you need to enter on the spreadsheet, what you need to enter on the spreadsheets on each tab, and then basically how you'll play through drives, and then how to resolve and figure out your stats. So the first thing you're going to do, I've already entered all of this for both teams. So what you're going to do, based off your cards here, and we'll use Miami as the entry example. So you'll go through here and enter the 4 running backs that will touch the ball: Mostert, A-Chain, Wilson, and Tua. Then you do the same thing and enter the receivers: Hill, Waddle, Smythe, Wilson, A-Chain, Berrios, Mostert, and Ahmad. And then do the same thing for Buffalo here. So on this tab, that's all you need to do, and all that does is enter their names, and they carry over to other areas of the spreadsheet for you to figure out stats. All right. Next thing you'll do is go to the Drive Sim, and here you will enter the team information, Miami and Buffalo. And in terms of the optional timer, just use the number of drives while you're getting familiar, used to using this. The optional timer you can incorporate in later on when you're comfortable, so I'm not going to really touch on that. And it's pretty self-explanatory too, based on plays. So right now we're just going to use the drives. So Miami has 11 drives per game, Buffalo 10. And then we just go and enter the information from their team cards. So Miami, drive offense 10, drive defense 5. Enter that. Buffalo is 9 and 9. And then for the second part of the drive, which you use in quick play mode, Miami is 15 and 11. Buffalo is 15 and 14. And you can see the sheet here tells you how to adjust your rolls on the drive chart. So here's an example for Miami. They're going to roll. They have an advanced adjustment of 1, so they'll roll on the 1 row on the drive chart. And then on the second portion of the drive, they will also roll on line 1. Buffalo, it's going to be the same. They'll roll on line 4 because Miami does not have a very good defense. And also on the second part, they roll on line 4 of the drive chart. Basically, after that, you'll go through and again entering off the team cards. Miami runs the ball 43% of the time. You enter that. They average 5.1 yards a carry. Enter that. Buffalo is going to adjust that and give them almost a half yard extra, so you enter that there. And then you'll roll your D6. I already rolled it for 2. I rolled a 2. So his percentage of completions for this game is going to be 66. And then moving over to Buffalo, they run it 46% of the time. They average 4.3 yards a carry, which I'll enter. And then Miami's adjustment is minus 0.4. And this all comes into play later on. So you'll enter this. Josh Allen, I did roll a 4, and so he's 68% for the game. And then after that, you'll go and enter your adjusters in the visitor and home stat helper. And after you get everything entered, the only tab you're going to need until you finish the game and you get ready to do stats is the drive sim. So for now, though, you just have to enter all the information in. And again, we'll just go back and use Miami. So you see Miami's backs and receivers, their names all transferred over to the visitor stat helper from the first tab when I entered them. And then I don't know how Tua has 1 completion already, or 1 pass attempt. I'm not worried about that right now. Anyway. I get sidetracked. So there you see their names transfer over. Then what you're going to do is go to their cards and you'll enter their ball carrier ratio, their BCR. So in order it's B, going off the card, B, H, K, and K. What this does is distribute the carries out from quick play and assigns the carries based on percentages they actually touch the ball. Next column is the yardage adjustment, which is the second number here in the BCR column. So 0, 3, minus 1, minus 3. And again, these will adjust their stats to make them more accurate. Go down and do the same with the receivers. So for Hill through Ahmed, it's F-I-K-L, K-K-L-L, which are the left letters here. And then same thing as the running backs, you enter the yardage adjustment, 3, 2, minus 2, 1, minus 5, minus 3, minus 5, and minus 7. All right. And again, I already did both teams. I'll just show you Buffalo's is already entered. So once you do this, basically you're done with this piece. You don't have to do anything else on the play-by-play. And I'm just sorry, I want to get rid of those. So again, play-by-play tab, don't touch it after you enter the names. Don't need to use it. Drive sim you're going to use to play the game, and then visitor and home stat helper you'll do after the end of the game to distribute stats. So what I'm going to do is I'll just play a couple of drives for each team. And again, we'll move this. All right, so Miami is going to receive the kickoff, and I want to show you this where it's big enough for you to see. So I'm not going to show the charts on the board. All right, so Miami is going to receive. Buffalo has a kickoff rating of C. And 3 is going to be a touchback, so Miami will start on their own 25-yard line. So what you put there is start on the 25, and now you're going to go to the hybrid or the drive charts. And again, you're going to roll this drive. Remember, Miami is a +1 adjusted for Buffalo's defense. So you'll roll this drive on row number 1. So basically there, 0 to 31, they're going to have to punt. 32 to 77, they'll have a potential successful drive, and so on. And again, for the when you're just doing the play-by-play portion, or I'm sorry, quick play portion, all you're really going to need to roll is the D20 and the 2 D10s. Because we're not doing hybrid or play-by-play. So I rolled a 52, and Miami's going to have a successful drive. The D20 was a 12, and again we started at the 25. So looking on your drive chart, roll of 12 under 21 to 35, which is where they started. That's 8 plays, 54 yards. So that's what you're going to enter here. All right, and then that's going to put the ball down to the Buffalo 21-yard line. So now you're going to roll again on the drive chart, again line 1, and this time you'll look in the quick play finish column if it is a successful drive. So again, they need to roll 32 to 77 or better, and this time they roll 0-4, so that they're going to get stopped. 5 is the D20 roll. So you look at 5 under punt kick. They had an additional 3 plays for 5 yards. So they get down to the 16-yard line where the drive stalls, and at this point they're going to have to try a field goal. You add 7, so it's going to be 20 to the 23, 10 yards to the goalpost, a 30, or to the goalpost, sorry. So 33-yard field goal, basically that's 17 to 16. And then you'll bring on the field goal team. So for a 33-yard field goal, looking at Miami's card under 30 to 39, it is 0 to 97, and that's a 98. Buffalo does not block, so they miss the field goal, which is unfortunate and uncommon. So here you put missed field goal, that drive is over. And now you go down to Buffalo. So Buffalo is going to start at their own 16, which is actually, I'm sorry, when it's inside the 20, it comes back to the 20. So Buffalo is going to start at their own 20 and repeat the process. So Buffalo rolling at a +4 on the drive chart. They're only going to have to punt on a 0 to 24. So my roll is 64. So 64 is going to be a successful drive. The D20 roll was a 6. So 0 to 20, that's going to be 4 plays and 48 yards. So that's down to the Miami 32-yard line. So they had a couple of big plays there. And we'll go to the second half again. They're rolling on roll number 4. And roll is going to be a 39. It's going to be another successful drive. And 16 is the D20 roll. So you look in the QP finish column. And 16 is going to be 4 plays, 19 yards. So that's going to stall at the 13-yard line. They're not inside the 10, and so they don't get to roll the goal line rating. So they're going to be stalled here as well. So you'll enter that on your sheet. 4 plays, 19 yards. They're going to have to try a field goal as well. Buffalo, adding 17 yards to that. That'll be a 30-yard field goal. This is 0 to 91, and 29. Kick is up and good. No penalty. So Buffalo converts a field goal, and they take a 3-0 lead. Go back and repeat, and I'll do another drive for each team, and I'll show you how to distribute the stats, which will be at the end of the game. So we've got 2 drives in the books, and again, breaking up the drives just like you would in play-by-play. We have a total of 21 drives for the entire game. So you'll go 4 in the first quarter, 5 in the second quarter, 5 in the third, and 5 in the fourth, for a total of 21. I'm sorry, I did that wrong. 5, 5, 5, and 6 in the fourth. So a total of 21 drives is how you break that up. So we'll actually just play the whole first quarter. So we've got 5 drives in the first quarter. All right. Buffalo goes to kick off again, and that's going to be another touchback. Miami comes out to the 25-yard line. Rolling on roll 1 again, and the roll is a 51. That is going to be another successful drive. So from the 25-yard line, a roll of 4 on the D20. That's 6 plays, 39 yards. And that's going to get it down to the Buffalo 36-yard line. Going to the second portion. And Miami rolls a 12. They're going to get stopped again. So 18 on the punt kick column is going to be 3 plays, 0 yards, so they get stopped. All right, so here, 31-yard line, you add 17, so this is going to be a 48-yard field goal attempt, and you see on Miami's card over 0 to 49, 0 to 74 is good, and roll is 24, no penalty, so Miami is able to salvage a field goal out of this drive, so they have tied it. And we are on drive number 4 of the first quarter. Miami to kick off. And Miami's kickoff rating is an A, and that is going to be a touchback. Buffalo starts at the 25-yard line. And again, rolling on row number 4 of the drive chart. And they get an 86. 86 is going to be a drive play, or a drive kill, a potential drive kill. So what you'll do there is you'll reference the D20, and actually first you take the, the D20 you'll reference against the penalty ratings of both teams. So Buffalo is a 1 to 10 for offensive penalty. Miami is 18 to 20. So there is no drive kill, and at which point it's going to be a successful drive. So you roll the D20 again. A roll of 2, 7 plays, and 44 yards. And that's going to get it down to the Buffalo 31-yard line. And second portion of the drive, again coming from the column 4. 72 is going to be a successful drive, and that is going to be 4 plays, 26 yards. So that gets it down to the 5-yard line. So at this point, now you have to roll the goal line rating. So you look up at the cards, and I'll show you actually here. So adjusted goal line ratings, both teams are a 12. Buffalo is a 12, Miami is a 0 defensive adjustment. Miami was a 13, Buffalo's -1. So they're both a 12. So what you do at this point is roll the D20. If you roll 12 or less, Buffalo has managed to punch it in. If you roll 13 or more, they're stopped and they have to try another field goal. And this rule is in there. The inside the 10 rule is in there just to balance field goals and touchdowns. So it's basically a design balancing decision or reason it's there. So D20 roll is 4. Buffalo punches it in, a touchdown. So what you'll do there to your plays here, you're at the 5, so you add 1 more play and 5 more yards, touchdown. Okay. Then you'll go through and figure out who the touchdown is assigned to. And to do that, in the QPTD column here for Buffalo, you'll roll D20, 9, it's going to be a passing touchdown. I'm sorry, not a D20, D10. 0 is going to be a rushing touchdown. So you'll roll that off the 3rd down column here. And 13, that is going to be a rushing touchdown for Murray. So you can track touchdowns here. So for Buffalo, you'd enter Murray on the quick play sheet. 1 touchdown. Extra point attempt, Buffalo 0 to 97. 78, no penalty, up and good. So now Buffalo has a 10-3 lead, and this will be the last drive of the first quarter. Miami set to receive. So we got a little bit of a shootout going here. 5C is going to be down to the goal line. This is going to be returned. And Miami is a kickoff return rating of B. And the D10 roll on that was a 7. So 7B is going to be a 24-yard return. Miami takes over at their own 24 to start this final drive of the first quarter. So far, neither team has been stopped. Again, rolling on roll 1 of the drive chart, and roll is going to be a 36. So 36 going to be a successful drive at 9 on the D20 roll. 9 referenced with the 21 to 35 is 3 plays, 31 yards. So a big pass in there. It's going to get it to the Buffalo 45-yard line. So they're going to need a substantial number of yards on this. 54, this time they do have a successful drive and a roll of 10. And 10 on the QP finish is going to be 5 plays, 25 yards. So they're going to stall at the 20, and they're going to have to try another field goal. So Miami having a tough time punching it in. Add 17 to 20, it's a 37-yard field goal. 0 to 91. Kick is up, and it is good. So Miami, as the first quarter comes to an end, has scored, and it is 10 to 6. All right, so offenses are doing good until they get to the red zone. So Buffalo up 10 to 6. So now I'm going to show you how to distribute the stats. So we'll just blow this up. So you can see here, Angelo, on the columns, the rushing yards have been assigned out. These are team yards. So Miami 11 for 16, Tua 88 yards. Total plays, Miami 154, 28 plays. Buffalo 142 for 20 on 21 plays. Josh Allen 7 for 11. As a team, Miami has run for 66 yards on 12 carries. Buffalo's run defense not super good. Buffalo, on the other hand, has had a little bit more problems running the rock. They are 10 carries for 39 yards. So that's all tracked, and it's going to carry over now to the stat helper. So we're going to go to the visitor stat helper. So you can see here that everything is carried over from the drive sim chart. So this is all broken down. So now what you have to do is just make sure it balances. So we got a 12 and 66 on both the yellow and pink, so that's going to balance. So really all you got to do there is enter what is in each of these columns. So Mostert, he's going to have 7 carries for 39 yards. A-Chain is going to have 3 carries for 26. Wilson 1 for 5, and Tua has run once for 3 yards. Oh, I'm sorry. So now you have to do the balancing. So remember, we wanted a total of 12 attempts, which we have, for 66 yards. So we are actually 7 short here. So what you're going to do is, we have 7 too many. So what you're going to do here is, this is going to tell you where to adjust. So you're going to adjust Mostert down to 32 yards. Oops. Alright, so now he's 7 for 32, and you see it's balanced here. So that's how you do the balancing. So your final stats would be Mostert 7 for 32, A-Chain 3 for 26, Wilson 1 for 5, Tua 1 for 3. Okay? And you're going to do the same thing on the receiver. So first you start out entering exactly what's shown in these columns, and then we adjust and tweak as needed. Alright, so we came out pretty solid. We are 1 reception too much, so you're going to take 1 reception from Hill, and you're going to take 3 yards from Hill. And you see here 0, so we balance. So there are the final receiving statistics for each receiver. And then you'll also notice, as I've entered this, now you go here under the names, and it has the name or the stats under each name based on what they've caught so far in the game. So that is how that works, my friend. And you'll see Tua is filled in 11, 16, 88 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Let's go over to Buffalo now. And again, you do all this at the end of the game. I just didn't want to make this too long a video because I'm going to email it to you versus upload it. Alright, so first things first, go through and enter, just transfer the numbers over from the distribution columns here. Alright, and here he does not get credited carry. That's Johnson. Alright, so here carries balance out. We need to add 1 yard, so we give Cook an extra yard. Going down here again, alright, so balancing here in the pink, we have 1 extra reception and 8 yards. And again, they'll go to the number 1 receiver. So for Diggs, 3 receptions, 37 yards, 0 is the balance. And then you go back over to the Buffalo stats. You see everything has transferred over. So Cook 5 for 21, Allen 3 for 12, Murray 2 for 6, Johnson, there hasn't been enough carries or opportunities for him to get a carry yet. And on receiving, Diggs 3 for 37, Kincaid 1 for 13, 1 for 20, and so on. Knox, Murray, and Hardy have not recorded a reception yet. So that's basically how you enter everything, and you just continue to repeat that process through the whole game. If you do have any questions, let me know. Hopefully this is helpful for you, and hope you have a good night. I'll be getting ready to email this over to you now. Take care, Angelo. Thank you.